search for the fire within. I will always be missing you. If only I could turn back time to a better place where you were by my side. I'll go wherever you are, go wherever you are, even into the dark. I'll tear the heavens apart just to be in your arms. I'll go wherever you are. Give me a sign, I know you're out there. Oh, when my time will come. Oh, I'll go wherever you are, go wherever you are, even into the dark. Wherever you are.
I used to think maybe you love me, now baby I'm sure. And I just can't wait till the day when you knock on my door. Now every time I go for the mailbox, I gotta hold myself down. Oh yeah, 'cause I just can't wait till you write me you're coming around. And I'm walking on sunshine. Whoa, I'm walking on sunshine. Whoa, I'm walking on sunshine. Whoa, and don't it feel good? All right now, and don't it feel good? Oh yeah, and don't it feel good? Oh yeah, and don't it feel good? I used to think maybe you love me, now I know that it's true. And I don't want to spend my whole life just waiting for you. And I don't want you back for the weekend and not back for one day. And no, I said, baby, I just want you back and I want you to stay. Oh yeah, now I'm walking on sunshine. Whoa, I'm walking on sunshine. Whoa, I'm walking on sunshine. Sunshine, sunshine, sunshine. And don't it feel good? I said again now. And don't it feel good? Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good? And don't it feel good? Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Don't it feel yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I feel alive, I feel love, I feel love that's real. I feel alive, I feel love, I feel love that's real. I'm on sunshine, baby. Oh yeah, I'm on sunshine, baby. Oh, I'm walking on sunshine. Whoa, I'm walking on sunshine. Whoa, and doesn't it feel good?
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking, we'll get away.
We just had a lot of with the awards and everything. So it's good to be back. You can come forward. We don't bite. We have Max, a special guest today. So welcome, Max. And hopefully a lot of us are fresh back from family reunion, energized, and eat the bagels. We don't need leftover bagels. Good morning, ladies. Okay, let's talk about this week. Dave, come on up. Front's open. Okay. Tomorrow, Dwight is doing his second scripts and objection handling workshop. Do you want to talk about that or do you want me to talk?
Go ahead. You go.
All right.
You're on a roll.
I'm fired up, right? We have so many
I'll
things. Okay.
Now, we're going to do scripts and objection handling. And after last week's meeting, we decided to I'm going to bring scripts in and we're just going to go through the scripts instead of talking about what could be said. So you're going to end up with scripts. So we're going to start with Jeff Glover's published scripts. I read through them. They're good. We can talk about when they're used, how they're used, variations of them. And there's enough content for me to do this probably for four different sessions. So anyway, anyone can come.
Yeah, it's casual. There's no sign up.
You can come, you can leave early, doesn't matter.
Yeah, and
Very
it's
informal.
and it's really if there's certain things that you're having a hard time or you think you want to practice talking through any kind of scripts or objections. So.
Yeah, we're going to start with tomorrow. I'm going to talk about objection handling for listings, which I think is good timing for that. So we're going to probably spend most of the time talking about.
How
things
about
you
like
can
let's
say.
wait till spring?
Let's wait till spring. It's my
Yeah.
classic. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Also on Wednesday, tomorrow, is an CE class hosted with Tycor Title for lunch on tips for HOA transactions. So just there's a lot of extra things to consider now with HOAs, especially since a lot of the condos and townhomes in the area are getting over 20 years old, have special assessments. There's some different things you want to make sure you're doing to mitigate the risk to yourself and to your clients. So please register for that just for lunch and the CE certificate. It makes it easier, but you don't have to if you want to just show up in this room 11 o'clock tomorrow. And then on Thursday, we are live streaming in from KW Wealth out of Texas. The first of it is a series of 8 called their Tough Money series. And I've heard really good things. There's a whole workbook. There isn't a registration to show up, but in this room, 10 a.m. and it's going to be every Thursday, the last Thursday of the month for every month for the next 8 months will be KW Wealth live stream. So again, as a reminder, this is about building your own personal wealth. Kevin, do you want to talk about it anymore? Please come. It's if you want to build long-term wealth, right? Like you make money in real estate, but then what are you doing with it?
Started with Tough Money Market. Where I'm from. So
That's okay. Oh, yes, that's good. Like, there are many
there's
many people don't know what to do with their money, or you might be investing in real estate, but that's only like one of the 8 pillars that they talk about. So this is building your long-term personal wealth. So good for yourself. Okay. And then, oh gosh, our ALC this year is so good. So, Kevin is coordinating the wealth. No, and then Felicity and Julie on our culture committee decided, you know what we should do? We should have mixers and happy hours where our more experienced agents get to meet the new agents or the new faces, because every time we come together for like the awards or something or the holiday party, it's like, oh, there's a lot of new faces. So super casual. Do you want to talk about it, Felicity or Julie?
Yeah, please.
Yes.
We've got new faces and older faces, we like people that are newer with us and
Yeah, in a really casual, it's like environment. It's just 4 to 6 happy hour. 3 Mermaids, which is just right around the corner. So stop by that. So thank you guys for organizing that. I'm excited to do that. And just like it's always nice, we saw that from family, and it's nice to sometimes connect and bond with each other in a more casual environment. Okay. And then, so all of the Oregon Keller Williams, we got together and we're trying to do some more collaboration type events to have high quality content. So we had an idea of how about we get a handful of the people from our Oregon market centers who were on panels at Family Reunion to be on a virtual panel, just a Zoom 1 hour. And it's going to be moderated by Aaron Hurd, who is a MAPS coach. And it's just 1 to 2 on Wednesday, March 5th. Register to get the Zoom link, but it's just going to be a panel of kind of like mini recaps of what all their panels were for Family Reunion. So it's funny, we have 2 of the people on the panel in our office, right? Cameron and Matthew, but Aubrey Martin from Sunset Quarter in Hillsborough and Laura Galat from KW Mid-Willamette. And she's well known like on the big stage of Keller Williams for her social media marketing. And she does a lot with giveaways and things on
Events,
social
lots
media,
of events.
events. So this will be a great panel, and it's just next week, Wednesday, 1 to 2 on Zoom. So just a cool opportunity. And we're going to continue those things just to try to bring in some higher quality speakers and things like we did when we brought in the wealth speaker by partnering up with the other Keller Williams. So if you ever have a guest or speaker that you think we would want to hear from that maybe like is expensive, that would be a good thing for us to collaborate together with to split the cost. So, okay, what else do we have? And then we have, because we skipped a week of, because we were all gone for Family Reunion, we'll have another CE class next week. And this one is really good for a lot of our agents who use DocuSign Rooms. So we get a lot of questions of how to set up templates and packets and just different tips and tricks to save time in DocuSign Rooms when you're using it for your forms and your form management. So this will be hosted by Lawyers Title with lunch. So register for that if you want tips and tricks, but it is something that we do get a lot. Cole, I should say, gets a lot of questions about specifically. Yes. And then, Ashley, you want to talk about the awesome Homefront Pop by Making event?
Hello, everyone. Good morning. We are going to have another Pop by event. Who all in here attended the last one? I'm expecting to see you guys
Yes.
all there. If you haven't already scheduled or RSVP'd, please do so. Here's the time to get the QR code. But what we're putting together is going to be a cute little, is there an example of, anywho, it is going to have the cutest little lucky to know you, glad to be working with you, that can be repurposed. It doesn't say anywhere on their St. Patty's Day specifically. So you guys can use those for open houses, hand them to people coming through to try to engage with them. They do come with an appraisal coupon in them. So there is an ability for you guys to be offering something tangible, also very cute. We put all the things together. With the product, it's going to be a little St. Patty's Day themed or leprechaun themed rubber ducky, some gold coins. It's just like cute little lucky to have you plus a lotto ticket. $1, whatever. So love to see you guys there. I think everybody that came last time had fun. We brought in some little snacks, so it's just kind of social. Everybody gets together. We help you mass produce whatever you put in there. These amazing people are going to pay for your first 10. So you get 10 for free. Anything beyond that, it's going to be a $4 charge for additional items. So please RSVP. We really look forward to seeing you. We have to have the RSVPs in by Friday to make sure that we can get the orders in for everybody's stuff and have it ready for you for the following week. So hope to see everybody there.
Yes, thank you for organizing. And it's great. I mean, why wouldn't you want to give at least 10 out to your neighbors or some people at an open house of just like a cute little like lucky.
And great update in case you're curious. Rates are mid-6s, unconventional, give or take, depending on how much down and credit scores and all that. I did lock a couple of people at like 6.25. So with a big buy down and good credit, you can get dipped into the 5, definitely on FHA. So keep that in mind. Call us if you need us.
Awesome. And just as a reminder, Azure and the whole Homefront team have moved to the back wing. So if you're going to their old office looking for them, they're back there now. And always happy to help answer any questions.
I would like to add that the timing is perfect to do Popeyes because people have been a little bit nervous. I've read a number of articles where people have held off doing anything for the last few years. And now many of them are going to be moving forward. And so they've called their realtors already that they're getting price opinions for, or they've asked them to come by and give them recommendations on what to do to get their house ready for the market. So it's the perfect time to go by and give these pop-bys. It's super simple. It's an excuse to have a conversation and meet with them, to be in their face, because I will bet the odds that you would get one appointment per 10 pop-bys right now, probably higher right now.
All the downtime Popeyes. And I left one on the door of a manager's manufactured park in Seaside. And gave me a referral yesterday. So I thought that, so there's.
I love that.
Yeah. It's so simple to do. We pay for it, folks. All you have to do
And
is
get all
take
the
the
stuff.
time to go by and engage with your people. And like I said, remember the Altos charts. Inventory is going up right now. February is when it starts. If you remember, January is nothing. February start the trajectory up. And you're going to start to see homes come on the market in the next 3 or 4 weeks. And that's when you're going to maximize, it'll maximize by June. So this is the perfect time to get in front of your people. And we've been saying this since the third and fourth
Mhm.
quarters. This is the time to be working on your business for next year. This is kind of your last minute to get in front of people.
Or your year's over. But no, for real.
Well, no. I mean,
I
just
was
in terms
teasing.
of some people who are making decisions
Right,
that
things are
already have
making-
made them
Right.
for the spring.
The market is really picking up. So if you're still like sitting there waiting for it to pick up, right? Like your fellow agents, are busy, right? So
It seemed like the last time, like we were at 7.5, 30 days ago. Now we're at 6.5. You're quoting in the upper fives.
mhm.
We're going into the spring, the best part of the year.
Mm.
You should be telling everybody, all your clients, what the rates are doing right now.
Yeah. And I just want to say something. I told this to the ALC when we met, but it's important. It's good to know, like you guys, our agents, did double the close volume this last January than you did the previous year's January, like double. So just like as a mindset, like, oh, okay, things are happening, right? So hopefully that's motivating. Okay, let's keep it moving. And another thing organized by our awesome ALC this year, Laura's not here, but she is our finance chair this year. And she attended the Keller Williams training of Profit Camp and found it to be so valuable. And so there is a virtual Profit Camp coming up. It's hosted by Keller Williams, and it's on Zoom, but it's like live. And group discussions and everything. And it's $99 and it's 11 to 2 on March 11th. And next week, maybe we'll have Laura talk a little bit more about some of the things that she really took away from it, but it really goes into how to run and operate a profitable business, right? And if you think of like Laura James, for example, she had a background in finances and is pretty smart with money, and she found this to be very valuable as well. So if that's not one of your strong areas, you would definitely benefit from just looking at different drivers of growth and managing your expenses and just how to make sure you're not selling a lot and then spending a lot and
Yep.
actually making money to have a good life. So there's a link to register for that. You can also find it in the KW Connect thing, but reach out if you have any questions about that or reach out to Laura directly. Has anyone else in here done Profit Camp? I think Jenny has. She's not here. But yeah, or if anyone else has taken Profit Camp and wants to share.
And you're going to walk away with an interactive workbook for your business and your personal finances. So if you haven't taken the time to do budgets for your families or do budgets for your business and track them through the year, we teach this all year long. Keep track of what you're spending your money on so you know whether it's working or not and decide whether you want to continue to do it or put your money into something else. So
That's a
this is-
good point. You do your personal budget as
Yep,
well
yep.
in this. So
Yep.
cool. All right. And then this is wild. Yesterday morning, I needed a conference room and they were all full. And it made my heart happy, but also I needed a conference room. So just a reminder to myself included that now that we are busy again, the office is like almost full again. If you need one of the conference rooms, just a reminder to reserve it. We do have like the extra spaces down by like both the doors that have like tables and chairs set up that you don't have to reserve those spaces. But if you're meeting with clients or something, especially like during like the weekdays, you know, the busier times. Just make sure to book a conference room. And that link is also on the KWPP agents page as well. And then Cameron, he's home with the flu. But we wanted to announce that Cameron is officially moving into the role as our commercial managing director. So we are excited about this. He's been our commercial ALC chair for the last couple of years and done a lot for it. So
And now he's homesick after family.
now he's homesick.
Figured.
I know.
Wouldn't be all those
He
late
networks
nights
too
with-
hard. He networks too hard. But round of applause for Cameron, even though he's not here. The new commercial manager. Okay, so I am excited to have you guys hear from some of your peers who attended family reunion this year. But I want to start with a little video that they played at the beginning of the vision speech that is pretty cool.
The market has beaten me. You won't hear me say I'm thriving. My doubts will shatter my mindset. The more systems and models I learn, the more I want to give up. I want to be an entrepreneur, but not today. It's time to admit defeat, but not today. I want to be an entrepreneur. The more I want to give up, the more systems and models I learn. My mindset will shatter my doubts. I'm thriving. You won't hear me say the market has beaten me.
Who's fired up? Isn't that good? At first, Matthew and I were joking that at the beginning we're like, "Oh, what is this video? Like this is not a good video." But I love that. So I just thought it was like cool because it really like tackles the limiting beliefs and does the reverse. So we'll post that link to the YouTube in our Facebook group too. But I just thought that was a cool little video. So let's start out with Jail. Come up. Yeah. Is that okay? Just for a quick minute. Just quick. Oh my.
We're going to talk about gambling. Stick around.
You guys. You guys want to hear from each other way more than you want to hear from us. So don't worry, Kristen.
So I learned that our market center knows how to party.
Yeah. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Yes. No,
it-
it was really fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
What we're kind of stealing one of your takeaways, but what was one of your take or show,
I mean,
we know
I'm
that
a
that was your
huge
takeaway.
fan of Jamie Kernlina. This was the third time I've seen her speak, and I got a hug.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. So for those that don't
And
know,
I haven't bathed in
yes,
days.
oh
No,
my
it's
God.
fine.
Where'd she touch you? She was our keynote speaker, and she was the founder of It Cosmetics, and then became the first female CEO of L'Oreal. And so she is big businesswoman, entrepreneur, and she got told no so many times. Like great story of just defeat and rejection, and not giving up. Especially because she battled with some skin issues. And so like people were telling her like, oh, like people are not going to buy makeup and cosmetics from you. It's a bad idea. So when she sold her It Cosmetics to L'Oreal, it was for $1.2 billion. And it was just like a small company that she made in her
Yeah,
living
literally
room.
started in her living room with her husband and faced bankruptcy multiple times.
Yeah,
and
her story's great.
it's phenomenal. And I think the two things that I really carry around with me day to day from her are, and whatever your faith is, you can rephrase this however you want to, but rejection is God's protection. And I carry that with me because we do hear no's in this business, right? And we go out and we put our best foot forward and we're afraid to hear no. But to be able to just walk away from that experience and say, you know what, God's protecting me from that person and from that situation and from that transaction, there's a reason why I'm not meant to work with them. And that's one of the things I carry. And I think the other thing is just her unwavering commitment to her gut, her ability to trust what her gut tells her in the face of all the rest of the world telling her differently is just beyond inspiring. Like she believes it and she's not going to waver that. And when she was told by, a huge investor that they just didn't believe that anybody would want to buy makeup from someone with her looks and her body. And in her heart, she was like, you're wrong. And she stuck with that. And $1.2 billion later, she's speaking all around the country.
And I love that when she talked about how, like, when you get rejected, whether you are religious or what you believe in, like, it's maybe that is not your path that you are meant to be on at that time. And so if one of those investors would have said yes, she would have sold her company for way less than she ended up getting. Right. And so it really reminds you that, like, when you're getting rejected or things are not working out, like, that is not your path. Right. And
there's something better waiting for you that this might have stopped you from achieving.
Yeah.
It's really good.
She was really inspirational.
She was. And I think the other thing I got I really, really enjoyed Gary Keller's vision speech. And I had seen it online before. I did virtual family reunion back in 2021, and you guys streamed it live here, I think last year. But he suggested something so interesting, and that was, to take his slides and each week take one slide and do a post or an email or something like that. You just take one of his slides, come up with your message, and it starts to build what Dwight's always talked about as being that economist of choice, right? And so I invite, if anybody wants to do like a little mini 15-minute like Monday Zoom with me or something, and we can all just plan to kind of do that Market Monday email or post, like work with me, like let's come up with what our little message is, because I am not Gary Keller and I got a ton out of his speech, but there's a ton that went way over my head. Like, it's just, he's so smart and he's so insightful. And so I would love to just have a mini discussion each week, and then we have a message and we can all just kind of send it out.
I love that, because a lot of
anybody's
it's
open to that.
annual data. So, like, you can just be dumping different, economic
Like a
indicators
did
out.
you know, right, or whatever.
I love that.
Yeah. So it was an amazing week. Thank you guys. And it was quite a crew we had there.
It was fun. Yes.
Awesome.
Any other highlights? And you did a good job of like networking and connecting and going to all the things and tapping
Yeah, we
in,
definitely
so.
tried to take advantage. Julie and I divided and conquered because we share the same business. We didn't want to go to the same events. We really wanted to kind of divide and then come together and share ideas. But there was just some wonderful opportunities. And I don't know if you know, but we signed up for MAPS coaching.
I love that.
So
cool.
We're ready to like double and triple our business this year.
I love it. And actually, I took the code from there that you can sign up for one free MAPS coaching session.
Yeah.
So I'll share that out
She
too. But
had
I'm
her
proud of
first
you
one this
guys.
morning, yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank
Thank you for
you.
being there. And
Yeah,
and
it was
it's
awesome. You
kind of
guys
like-
got to do it.
Yes, lay the land. Like this week, we're going to share some bigger picture highlights, takeaways. And then next week, we're going to go into like the top tactical things that our agents who were there took from breakout sessions. So just so we kind of like, because we had so many great attendees this year, we want to make it, have the time. Oh yeah, that's Jill getting touched. Oh my gosh, wait, leave this slide up. Emily, come up here. That is so cool. You are worthy.
I like ran to the corner of the stage and held up my book.
Oh my gosh. So cool. Okay, Emily, how long have you been an agent exactly?
About 6 months.
6 months. So that is so cool that you invested in yourself to go make the trip and go to family reunion. What were some of your highlights? Or and then specifically, if you have anything about the keynote or anything else?
Yes, I love her. I read both of her books. A couple things that she talked about that really stood out to me was authenticity and how important that is, and how that is what sets you apart from everybody else. And it also allows people to genuinely connect with you. We're in an industry where everyone is so different, and you could take two agents that run their businesses completely differently and have different personalities, but they can both be equally successful. And I think that's just so great. But she also talked about the other side of that and how sometimes we hide ourselves and we don't show up as our full selves because we're afraid. and we let that fear get in the way and it holds us back. And she had us do an exercise that I thought was really powerful, where she had us write down what that fear has already cost us in our lives, what that could look like in 5 years and 15 years. And that really hits home for me, because I know that there's things in my life that I wish I would have said yes to, and I didn't because I was too scared. And when you start tallying up all those things and keeping track, it can completely change the trajectory of your life. And so it changes your path. And so that's what
I love that. And yes, that inauthenticity conversation that she led was it really did make you think, especially in our industry. There's so many people, all over social media. And is it coming across as authentically you, right?
It
Is
has
really
to.
right? Or
Yeah.
it's not going to come across.
Right.
So that's so good. Thank you for sharing. What else? What are some other highlights, like breakouts,
whole
or
thing was
just like the
awesome.
whole thing? Yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing was awesome. Being so new and being able to like get to know everybody and connect with everyone was great. I really enjoyed the breakouts. I feel like I took a lot away from those. I tried to really focus on things that I can implement right now. There's so many great things to learn about, and I feel like it's easy to get distracted with all the information. It's very overwhelming, but I tried to really, really focus on like, okay, what can I bring home with me and what can I implement now that's going to change my future?
I love that. And then it's so cool too, as like a newer agent here, she roomed with Veronica, a more experienced agent, and then like you and Barbara were hanging. I just like so cool to like see all those connections
Yeah,
being built,
totally.
which is just really cool. Thank you so much for sharing and for making the trip.
Yeah.
Round of applause for Emily. Would you believe Emily said she was a little nervous to talk? I was like, Emily, maybe this is your, oh my gosh, you're doing such a great job. Okay, what else? Pam, you want to come up? Dun, dun, dun. Yes, I know. We need that like what do you call it? Walkout music. Okay, so we just wanted to throw up some things, right? But you and Lara do a really good job of networking. There's a little picture of the thing that you guys were giving out to everyone. And then a group of your like 14 different state networking group. So I would love for you to share just any highlights, but then specifically about how you guys network and really like leverage it.
Yeah. So these are, we had 200 of those little giveaways. And this is after like going to family reunion for 5 years, knowing sort of how to network. So yeah, we each had 100 of those to kind of give out.
And did you give out all of them?
No.
Most
of them, but some people like, they don't, it's in a little tiny, satchel, but some people like just want the business card, or like they're not carrying, they don't have a purse on them or something. But yeah, that went well. We kind of still have to, yesterday was we got back Thursday night, and then yesterday was a pretty busy day for both of us. So we still have to sit down today and kind of go through our contacts. And, every time we talk to somebody, we actually had that QR code, we actually just had people scan, which was a lot easier. I think we got 26 people scanned that. And so that we kind of entered like a little enter to win an Oregon gift basket. So when they went onto that, like it has a picture of like what we're giving away, which is just kind of fun, like hazelnuts, chocolate, like wine, like a true like Oregon.
I love that
basket. And then just, they put in their information and get our newsletter. So we did get full contacts from 26. So that's great, because then we're going to do that drawing today and communicate with the people that entered that. Plus we just got, you meet people sitting next to you. I mean, every breakout we were in, we would talk to people next to us. So something over the years, I started going to family reunion. I don't know, maybe this is my 5th year. And there's a lot of newer agents here. And I think in the very beginning, it was, kind of wondering, well, how can I develop a network? I'm new, or I haven't been to family reunion before. And I know that a lot of these bigger agents have been going for a number of years and developed their network. And I thought, hey, how can I do that? But the truth is, and I think some of you may, starting to get there or seeing that all it takes is those first, that first year turns into the second, turns into connections, turns into, we actually have this masterminding Zoom call that about half of us here are on. And so it can turn into something when you really just wonder like, hey, how can I form a network of agent referrals when, I'm new? And so I just saw that from 5 years ago to now that, many of these agents, one of them's working with my aunt in Los Angeles right now. A couple of them we've sold 2 for this girl in the black and the jeans. So a couple of them we've already done multiple referrals for. Back and forth. The one on the far end is actually my lender. I took my lender, which is just another kind of way to, she pours into our business. And so we decided to have her come and benefit from what we, see. A lot of them were actually, the breakouts were beneficial for her too. As a mortgage lender, you can apply a lot of what we learned in that industry as well. So we poured back into her in that way. So anyway, this is just, our kind of group that's grown over the years, but, really fun to just stay in touch and network and best practices. And not only do we love them all and we're all friends with all of them, they're really good people, but we also get networking business out of it. So referral business.
Cool. And then what were some of your other, like any other highlights from family reunion or any other bigger picture?
I'm still trying.
I know.
You're right. Our office is knows how to have fun.
We were
Which
networking.
is funny because I know that the point of going is, I did have some great networking and events, but I was very, I had a lot of fun with our own people. So when I could have been out with others, I chose to be with my own family here, which was really, really fun. And I'm glad I did because I really enjoyed this office and the people, and we had a great time. So, so that was fun getting to know our office and people better, certainly. I'm trying to think about.
My favorite is when people are like, "Are you an agent at the office?" Right? Because like everyone doesn't know everyone, right? There's some agents that never come in, they have different offices, right?
Yeah.
So
there were how many? 32
32
of us?
32 in our
Definitely
group
the
this year.
most that
Yeah.
I've ever been. I mean, this was my favorite reunion of the 5. For different reasons, but I really loved that there were so many of us there.
Yes. So much fun.
Yeah.
And then next week we'll do, because I know it's like this week, next week we'll dig into our notes and like share some maybe like specific.
Because like I said, we I'm still sort of waking up. It's Tuesday, like I said, I should be like off of Vegas by now, but I think my head's still there.
Yeah. Do you guys have a theme of like what kind of breakouts you went to this year though?
So for us, I mean, that's a good point, is because I think someone had said there's so much and there's so many, I mean, from anything, right? From investing to commercial to networking to 1031 exchanges. To one of our friends talked on storage units, like how did she invest in storage units? So again, there's so much that I think it is important to go in with a focus. Laura, who just showed up right now, I know she was just an appointment, but we chose to go in with a kind of a leadership mindset of like, how can we go to breakouts that focus on not only building a team, but giving, how to structure compensation, how to structure what a team looks like, how to be a leader. So a different path than we'd have, done in the past. So, which was great. We learned a lot, and
I love that. I saw there was a lot of really good ones.
Yeah.
Specifically for that.
There were,
so.
yeah. And some of our friends even were on panels. So that's another fun thing, is then when you start seeing I think 4 of these girls were on panels. So it's kind of fun
cool.
that,
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. Felicity.
Really did not want to get caught.
Oh my gosh. I know. This is fun. So Felicity, this is her first family reunion and she did a really good job. So there's all like the main things that you go to in the breakouts, and then there's all kinds of extra networking things that you could go to, right? And you totally tapped into all the extra networking things. So you went to, we stood up there, this Chispa. You went to a one event for that, and then you did like a walk. So just talk a little bit about like those extra networking events, and then just overall highlight.
Yeah, well, I think it's important to, if you're going to network and try and find referral partners, I've gone to a lot of the NAR. This is my first family reunion for Keller Williams, but I've gone like 4 years in a row to the NAR conference. And so you kind of get tidbits. There's no point in handing out your card to so many people if you're not going to develop a relationship. And the only way to develop a relationship is to actually have a longer than 2-minute conversation with someone. So by going to these network events, we went on the 5 a.m. walk. That was rough, but we did it.
Like you're going on what?
Yeah, I tried to get everyone to come, but no one else came.
I just stayed up.
but that was good. I met a couple of people there, and so that was good. You know, you walk and you make a point of walking. You know, I went with my husband. My husband came. If you don't know, my husband joined Keller Williams last month.
Last month, yeah, and got his license. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. He's outgoing, whereas I'm more of the introvert. So he helps me get out of my own comfort zone. So he's good. He was networking and talking to everybody. And so the Chispa I joined, I did not know that Chispa existed, and they had a mastermind. So I attended 2 events that were Spanish related, so that I could get my referrals, because I have actually a lot of people have reached out to me because of my Spanish from other states, and so I thought, well, I'm gonna focus on that. So I joined Chispa and I went to a mastermind instead of a session, like a breakout session. It was more of a mastermind. So you sat at round tables and you know, and that way is a lot another way to, you're actually talking to people and you're getting to know everybody. So that was another way. Yeah.
I love that. You really maximized your time there.
Yes. I also gave out, it was a bit cheesy, my photo was a bit cheesy that I sent in, but I gave out you can go to Starbucks. Nick gave me that idea. You can get Portland Starbucks cards. And so I gave those out with my card to the individuals that I met that were, that I thought that I had,
That's cute.
Yeah.
That's great. And it's memorable, right?
Yeah. So now the follow-up, no, please don't put that up. Oh, go ahead. Fine.
Let's see.
So the follow-up is now what I'm going to do is
Oh, that's cute.
I think that's awesome, that Portland Starbucks card. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I did a little thing, Felicity from Oregon, whatever. It's really cheesy, whatever. But
It's cute.
yeah. And so now the follow-up is to do videos and send everybody that I met that I think that I have a relationship with, or that I hope to make a relationship with. I'm going to send them a little text video, so they remember my face.
I love that.
And yeah, so
That's a great idea.
And it does make it so much more memorable when people do that.
absolutely, yeah.
So I love that. Okay. Any other like highlights?
Well, another thing
Just like from your first time experience
yeah,
there.
another thing that I really enjoy is walking through to seeing all the vendors. I know it's funny, but you can get a lot of ideas of what's out there and what
Mhm.
products and what new things are coming out. And so Wendy and I and my husband dropped about $800 in the vendors, which might be cheese, might be
Yeah.
like
What'd you get?
shiny objects, like realtors. But I bought this. Did any of you go to the Pivo stand? So it's a camera. So it's a tripod with a camera. Well, not a camera, but you put your phone in it, and you can put it up at open houses or wherever you want, and it follows you. It has a system of AI that you can say, hey, write me a script for first-time home buyers, whatever, and it'll tell you the script. It'll put it up on your phone, and as you walk, it follows you. So it looks really professional and really. So when I get it,
Cool.
I'll give you a demonstration
Oh, I
because
love it.
they're sending it to us. So that was one that was expensive, and another one was some magazines that I thought were cool because they put they highlight you in the magazine. So
Oh yeah.
anyway,
No, and I've got an idea. I get a lot of ideas for things like for us as an office, like what
Yeah.
else we could be getting or like,
yeah,
oh, those are cool new folders we should stock or, whatever. But it's cool to like look at the different things
Yeah,
there and
yeah.
different companies, even if you don't sign up for everything or get everything, but just know.
no, it's good to know what's out there. I mean, I know it's hard as realtors. We always want to buy into all kinds of things because we think we're gonna get but I like to try things out. And so part of my business plan is I set money aside to invest in my business. And so I try new things out. And if they don't work, they don't work. It doesn't matter, but it was a good investment to try different things out. Yeah.
I love that. Well, thank you for sharing that. Okay, what about Katie and Kristen want to go together? Excuse me? That was to make you not be nervous. Yes.
And it's not.
Okay, okay.
That's what
Okay, how much
Two of
did you
you-
win?
Yes. How much
Let me
did
talk to you
win?
about the gambling.
Yes. Kristen is lucky.
Well, every time I was feeling stressed out with, I had several transactions in a really busy time last week. And so I had to break away from the breakaways quite a few times. And every time I did, I sat at a slot machine just to like, cause I was waiting. I was like waiting for the calls and the texts. And I was like, I'm distracting everybody else around me. So I was like, I'm just going to sit at a slot machine. And I think I ended up, I know.
Interrupt you?
Yeah, absolutely.
I walked by her and she was playing the slot machine. She was up about $1,075. I'm like, what are you doing? And she said, I'm working. And her phone was there laying on something. And she said,
And my
Should-
CE. Oh yeah, that's true. My
"Home
CE.
inspection's going on right now. And I just had a client tell me they want to move up the time that they list their house. And I have another listing coming on. I'm like super busy. Bing.
I know. Right. I know. It was silly.
Multitasking.
I know. Yeah. And Katie just reminded me that this is a word from the wise. Yeah. Don't be like me, but I waited for the 30 hours of CE credit that was due on Sunday, this 2 days
Oh
ago.
gosh.
So I had like 26, but when we landed in Vegas, I still had 26 hours to do. So, I mean, it's talk about a loaded schedule. So I was like, but I will say, Dwight asked me when I got here today, he's like, so what were you up after all was said and done? And I was like, trying to do the math. I'm pretty sure I was up $3,000. Cause I know from 3 different like sessions at the
This is
slot
not
machine.
financial advice.
I wouldn't recommend it,
Yeah.
but I was like, I didn't know where else to go.
He's next, Bradley. You'll get
Right. I kind of was curious how you did,
yeah.
Bradley.
Oh my gosh.
But
But the two of you both are this is your first family reunion.
yes.
And what were some of your like biggest takeaways?
My biggest, this is the only one I'm going to say. I thought
Okay.
about this, but it was great. But you guys covered everything that I feel like I would have said. But my biggest takeaway, I suppose, was realizing just how much we cover in this office already and how much information you already provide and how like set I really feel like how ready I feel each day to deal with what's going on. I loved family reunion, but I felt really supported already when I got there. It was a confirmation of what an amazing office this is, you know.
Oh, thank
So
you.
that's-
But I
that's
do love
truly-
that when you hear people on panels and you're like, I'm
I already knew that.
doing
I
that.
did that.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I already
okay.
learned that in at the Tuesday meeting last week. We learned that, and so I don't know how many people can say that. So
Well,
anyway,
thank you for sharing
Yeah.
that. Awesome. Round of applause. for Kristen. Hey, Katie, what are some of your highlights, takeaways, any direction?
Well, honestly, that's what I was gonna say too. So
I'm sorry.
no, it's fine. But my other
Yeah,
I'm sure I
Kristen,
have
shut up.
a lot of things to add, but they'd be repetitive from what other people said. But the bonding, getting to know some of you all a little bit more was really fun. And I think it just solidified. I'm not going anywhere. I love everyone. I'm here for life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's how I feel too.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh my gosh.
I told Dwight I would pay him more. Right.
I told everyone that I love them
Yeah,
100 times.
You did the best.
Totally.
Yeah.
I'm a lover when I drink.
Yeah.
I just love everyone.
It was really fun. Yeah. Yeah.
Especially you, Dwight.
Yeah, Kareen, we've been meaning to talk to you about that.
But I loved everyone's
Oh
sense
my
of
God.
humor. Like we
Yeah.
all love Joe, but I discovered your whole new sense of humor while we were away. Yeah.
Totally. Agreed. Yeah. Right.
It is really fun to see everyone sometimes outside the office.
Mhm.
kind
Yeah.
of just like in a different environment. So, oh my God.
Yeah.
Thank you both
Okay.
for sharing. Round of
Yeah.
applause for them. Okay. Who's next? Bradley, you want to come up?
The Biggest Loser. All right, Bradley, you're the
Bradley, what are some of your highlights?
Okay, so I did not do a 5 a.m. walk. I also did not win $3,000. No, but honestly, it was really valuable. For me, it was just kind of tweaking some of the things I've already implemented into my business. A lot of it around kind of client data and structuring CRMs, making sure that we're following up with leads to the best kind of degree possible. But yeah, it was a really fun trip.
Oh, that's good. But I think that it's the systems and that operational, like some of you guys are very successful, right, in real estate. But then how do you implement some systems and operational things to make it, one, so you don't get burnt out, right? Two, so you can keep growing. So I think that that's a whole side of it. Like once you're already successful, you can still keep learning and growing from these conferences, right?
Yeah, and for me, when I'm making changes and kind of deciding what I do want to implement, I'm only choosing one or two things. Because if I think like, oh, that's a good idea, that's a shiny object, I want to do all these things, then nothing gets done. So I just try to focus on a couple things.
Do you have those things already kind of figured out of what you're going to focus on?
Yeah, yep. So Ethan and I already implemented one of them, which is switching from RealNext, which is a commercial CRM, to Follow Up Boss. And I think that's going to be really valuable. I like their kind of lead flow a little bit better. And then kind of just switching how we're looking at leads to an extent, and then also skip tracing leads that are coming in, because we pull a lot of data from like a commercial platform. But if we skip trace it first, it'll save the amount of time it takes to call through and get good numbers on leads.
Cool. Awesome. Round of applause.
Thanks, guys.
Okay. Who else? Jamie, you want to come up? Okay. And it was awesome that we had such a big group. That's why we're going to make this, this is going to continue into next week as well.
Hi.
Hi. It was so good to have you back
Yeah.
at Family Reunion. You had gone in the past, right?
Yeah, it had been about 6 years since I went. And, really, I thought like just bonding with everybody from our office was probably the best thing that I got to experience. I had definitely missed that, leaving to EXP for a while. You're all alone in that kind of setting. So it was like so cool to meet everybody and reconnect with so many of you as well, which was super cool. I don't know what else.
That's
I don't know.
There's no right or wrong.
Yeah,
Go
I think
ahead.
one of the biggest takeaways for me was that I committed to MAPS coaching again. Yeah, so I did that for about 7 years when I was here. And I mean, that just launched my business into a level that I had no idea it could, and got away from it, got super comfortable. I've got this great business and whatever. And here comes COVID, here comes interest rates. And I'm just like, oh shit, like what's happening? Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah.
But,
It's okay
but
to swear.
yeah, but regardless, I connected with a couple of different coaches that I knew from the past. And I was just like, I don't know, I just feel like, let's go all in. So I feel super excited for the future.
That's so cool,
Yeah.
right? And so a good reminder, like no matter how experienced you are and where you're at, like coaches can always still
Oh yeah.
help push you to that next level if
Yeah.
you're the right coach.
And it was different now, right? Like I have a pretty large database and I'm like, okay, how do I mine that appropriately? Like I feel like I'm missing so much out of there. And how do I like re-engage in all that when I haven't really been? I got a little lazy and whatever. But yeah, I'm excited. It's
Cool.
gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Awesome. Hear from a couple more of you guys, and then next week we'll get into some real specifics from the breakouts. Austin, how many like family reunion mega camps had you been to before? Ish.
I think one family reunion and one mega camp, and then the virtual one.
Okay. Right. Cool. So what were your specific like highlights for this year?
This one, I think just the culture of our office was so impactful to me.
I didn't ask them to say.
No, I think usually like my main goal is to network and just meet as many people as possible, build those referral relationships. And I did that a little bit, but this time I think I spent more time with our office and just never felt more connected and in the right place.
That's fun. Oh, I appreciate that. And then what about young professional stuff?
Yeah, so I went to the event on Thursday, and it was pretty cool. Should have been at the beginning of the week, but for some reason they did it. At the end. And they did like a speed networking type thing, and there's probably 200 people lined up in a hallway, and you just went like one by one and just kind of built those relationships. And I have a ton of follow up to do now. And
Cool. Was that helpful to have that kind of networking in like a structured environment like that?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I know some people like organize things like that on their own, like, you know, oh, I'm going to do this meetup or do this and that. So I'm just trying to like think about how other people could maybe replicate some of those takeaways. How did it work? You just like lined up?
Yeah, it's kind of like speed dating, if you will, but
Mhm.
business related.
Yeah. Like how many minutes did you get?
Maybe like 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is cool. So then you can decide, okay, is this someone I want to make a more genuine connection with?
Yeah, definitely. And then after that, I just kind of have like my Fridays set up so that the first half of every Friday for the next probably 2 months, I'll be following up with them, having phone calls, and kind of continuing to build those relationships.
Cool. What does that look like exactly? Like just calling them, texting them?
Yeah, I usually text a couple days before and say like, hey, do you have time on Friday between this time and this time? And then just kind of map it out, time block based on
That's
that.
cool. Right. Because it's like you get all these good contacts, but if you don't do anything with them except put them in a drawer, you're any good. So awesome, Austin. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Okay. Grace or Barbara, one of you guys want to talk today? Yes. Grace, you're up next week. Oh my gosh. Okay, Barbara, this was your first time also, but as an experienced agent. So tell us about that. Had you ever gone to any kind of conference like this for real estate before?
Yes, but I have to say Family Reunion was definitely different than any conference I've been to. I've been to a Buffini before, and I've been to one when I was with Realty One. So I went to a conference when they did it. That was different. That was definitely more, it's sort of more like the Buffini system where it was just like, you know, speakers on the main stage most of the day, and then there were breakouts. But I just don't think I like really grasped the idea of what breakouts were until I went to Family Reunion. So that was really good. I thought they were a ton of information. My key takeaways, I'm a big numbers person and data person. I have a background in finance. So those were the key takeaways I really grabbed onto, like when Keller said, he was like, do you want to be, he talked about the economy, which was awesome because I love seeing that. He was showing how like we have like 5-year cycles and we're kind of like here, and you know, the bell curve is going to go up. You've studied statistics and you know that those things just keep doing that. So that was really good for me to see. And he was saying like, talking about a little ageism, but he was talking about how like, he's like, these young people these days, they keep putting all their money into experiences instead of like, finances. And of course, like the easiest thing you can do to build wealth is buy a house, right? I think most of us have experienced that. And buying investment properties, et cetera. And he said one thing that was a good takeaway for me was, do you want to be house poor now? Do you want to be house poor later? I'm like, 1000%. Like, that's something I tell my clients all the time. I'm like, it's gonna suck when you buy this house. It's gonna be about 2 years. You're gonna feel super broke. And I'm talking about like, you know, first time home buyers, you know, younger millennials. And I think that's about right. And I feel like every time I've bought a house for the first 2 years, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so broke. But then it gets better. So sort of like that was a good takeaway for sure. And I was joking with Cole. I was like, what are one of my takeaways? I was like, oh, that this office party is way harder than I thought.
She's talking about Dwight.
Oh. and Kareem.
And I love that you brought up some of the data from the vision speeches. We will share the slide. I think they came out from Keller Williams, but I don't know if everyone sees those emails, but we'll post them also. But that the average first time home buyer now from like the NAR data is 38. Yeah. So it's increased a lot. So the message that Gary was kind of trying to get across is like, help younger people like build wealth sooner, like, right? So you have the power to help them realize that maybe you don't need to save so much, different things like that. So I think that's really cool of like, how do you take that information from vision speech and use it to market, use it to have a conversation, even if it's just like a slide or two. Cool.
Yeah, I thought the family reunion was really good. It was very like invigorating. I needed it. It was like February was feeling very Groundhog Day.
I feel like no matter what, you come back energized.
So it was great. I would definitely do it again.
Awesome. Wow. And Robert's not your like Kool-Aid drinker, you know,
Oh yeah, no, I'm not.
in a good way. Like in a good way. Like it's good to for you to say that.
Yeah,
It's meaningful.
yeah, no, I thought for sure. I was like, all right. I was like kind of joking going into the week. I was like, let's go drink some Kool-Aid. But I didn't feel like it was that way at all. Actually, I think they probably needed a little more Kool-Aid sprinkled into some of those speeches. The Jamie Lynn.
Oh yeah.
What,
I keep calling her the wrong name. Jamie Kearns Lima. Yeah.
Yeah, she was very good. She definitely poured the Kool-Aid on very strong, but I think we all needed it, especially like day 4. You're like, oh my God. But yeah, I thought that was really good. A lot of good breakouts. I didn't network as much as I wanted to, but I think next time I go, I would feel more comfortable. I just have a lot of social anxiety.
And it's hard to do everything at like if you're going
It's
to
hard
every
nail it. Yeah.
right, and you're going to every breakout, and then there's every extra networking. I mean, there you would be doing something every minute of every day.
Yeah.
You almost have to be intentional of like
Yeah.
picking and choosing.
And I
a little
definitely am taking more away from like just this is a great idea, like seeing kind of what other agents are doing and like kind of narrowing down. Like I really like that you guys focused and had your little cards ready to go. I got there and I was like, oh, I forgot to bring cards.
Yeah.
Like I made a note, but then totally spaced it. But yeah.
Yeah, and then even like if you go digital, just figuring out a way that works for you, because like some of the ways where you exchange contact info and then it just goes in your contacts, you're like, well then how do I remember who I met there?
Yeah.
So just figuring out your systems, whether it is an actual card. Pam, I loved hearing how you and Laura did the like specific thing to win an Oregon gift pass.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea. So awesome, Barbara. Well,
Thank
thank you for
you.
sharing. Round of applause for
Absolutely.
Barbara. And then I know we have Matthew and Kevin and Grace and others to hear from next week. We'll get more into some of like the specific things from breakaway or like the breakouts that are like actionable things that people can implement. And like, there were some really incredible people. Like Emily went to one of the, like rookie panels, and there was a girl in her first year of real estate who sold 74 houses from open houses. So it's like some of these people are just doing things at such an incredible high level. It's cool to hear what they're doing. So we'll get into that more next week. But and then Joe's going to share about Gary's 10-volt truths next week. We'll do next
Yeah,
week.
that'll take about an hour next week. So I'll see if I can condense it a little bit for
Yeah.
everybody here.
So thank you guys for coming. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful week, and we'll see you back next week. Oh yeah, that's a picture of our whole group.